Okay, it's Sunday. We would have been at the meetings, but with coronavirus, obviously they're doing it on Zoom, but we weren't welcome on Zoom. We would have had to listen on the link, but we couldn't listen on the link because there was a paedophile on there. And yeah, you all know the story if you've seen my previous videos. We basically had no choice. I'm not second best, I'm not seen on the link. When a paedophile gets to go on the video, my family have to miss out, which really upset my kids. So, sod the Watchtower Society and all the governing body and their lies. We have been down the car boot sale again on a Sunday. It's been really good. Now we've lost our circle of friends. Some of the witnesses are saying that they won't stop talking to us because we were mistreated and what happened wasn't our fault, blah blah blah. Since it all started kicking off and we decided to come out, I lost a stone in weight because I was physically ill through the stress of what was happening. My wife's now sort of over it. I'm nearly over the anger sort of side of it. I'm a bit less angry than I was. I was talking about doing a really cool video for YouTube, and that would be to get my brother to film across from the carts if they start up again. And in my town they have the carts near a bridge, the river underneath. I thought it'd be really cool just to sort of get him to film the carts, and then I would run around the corner, grab the whole lit cart and chuck it in the bridge, chuck it over the bridge into the water. I just thought it'd be a really good video to watch, as there's a paedophile in the local congregation and they are out there advertising, asking people, families, to come to a hall where there's a paedophile who had the only restrictions they could put on him is don't stand in the foyer, which he did, and he would ignore it, and also to stay to the other side of the hall, which he broke on the first day that was put in place. And whenever elders went around, he would just wander over to near the kids, stand there staring at them. A very strange man. So yeah, I don't think the elders understand much about paedophiles. They get their jollies from being near children. That's enough for them. If it was up to me, he'd have his head off. Enough about that. My grandparents have left the truth. They're doing quite well. They're quite happy. So my grandparents left because they were told not to have anything to do with us. Their study's not going. My wife's old study's not going. And I got a phone call from an old customer who wants me to do some jobs. She got my number from a sister in the congregation who's calling on her, and which I found. I haven't worked with this woman for about a year, so I thought I wouldn't get any work anymore. I just thought that some customers just whittle away, lose your number or whatever. But no, she wants me to do some work. Went round there. Very, very, very nice lady. She believes in the Bible, believes in God, which I find hard with her saying, oh, that happened because of God, this happened because of God, where I'm thinking now, I'm not so sure, I'm not really bothered. I'm just having a bit of fun at the moment. I'm just getting on with my life and enjoying freedom. But yeah, I basically told her that we've had a hard time with the lockdown, daughter with diabetes, car being set on fire from the bloke who sold us it, wife having an operation, me being ill, waiting for an operation, all this going on, the paedophile in the congregation, all the lies and everything that's been going on. We've left the congregation and left Jehovah's Witnesses. She seemed fairly surprised. Told her why. It didn't say, oh, this is because of a paedophile. I said, well, to protect the kids, they're all deceitful, they're liars, and blah blah blah. And got talking to her, and I just said to her, does this sister still call on you? She said, Jack, I'm doing a video, mate.
Oh, sorry.
Chill out.
Yeah.
Playing your game.
Can I go back in the garden?
Yeah, go on then.
Thank you.
just grabbing his wand. I whittled him a wand because now we've watched most of the Harry Potters. Naughty, naughty. So yeah, I asked if this sister was calling, and she said, well, because of the coronavirus, no, but she did come just before. She leaves me the magazines, and sometimes she comes and sits and talks to me for half an hour. I said, oh, and she said, oh, also, she said, but I have had a letter from her. I've been having letters put through the door, and the magazines. And I thought, oh, this woman has helped a lot of people. She's an amazing woman. She's 80. Just turned 80 apparently. And I go in her house. She says, don't take your shoes off. It's a home. I don't care, you know. She told me where her house key is. Says whenever you need, if you ever need somewhere to stay, just don't get the keys there. Come in, sleep on the sofa, whatever you want. You know, she's got an amazing woman. Really, really free. You know, very kind, very selfless. So I sat down and told her, and basically got in there through the conversation that when you're a witness, you give your hours, you know, you go around people, you spend time with them. The whole idea is not to make a friend or help anyone really, other than for any other reason other than to get them to study the Bible and hopefully join the organisation. And when I told her that Pauline will be writing down, so I said, so if Pauline comes around and spends half an hour with you, she'll write that time down. Or her face, she looked mad, and I don't think I've ever seen her mad. So it's quite funny. So I do wonder what she'll say to Pauline next time. Yeah. So there we go. I think it's bad that they give time. I never agreed with that. Why would men want to know your time? What is it, like an impressive thing? Oh, you know, the Jehovah's Witnesses say, because I remember saying to the witnesses when I first started in 2000, about around 2010, I said, you know, don't you actually do things for people in the world, like charities and stuff? And they said, well, no, yes, we do charitable stuff. We don't tell anybody what we do. But you tell the hours that you do on ministry, saving lives. It just sounds it's a bit showy. It's always a lot of things is just a bit silly, really, isn't it? And when they say, oh, we never ask for money, we just got a box and you put money in if you want to. Well, thankfully, I think I've had more in literature. The money I've ever given is probably less than the literature I was given. I hope. Cheeky buggers. I should think my grandparents gave a lot. Anyway. Yeah, they say that you don't have to give money. And then you're sitting there and then there's this divo on the video or on the platform before we had the broadcasts and all these videos basically asking for money. And I thought, okay, you're not saying give us money, but you're saying if each of you in a congregation, because they did this once, they said, oh, if each of you in the congregation gives this much, that's so and so much money, that'll cover this cost. And I'm thinking, that's just like basically asking for money, and I feel bad if I don't give you any, you know, in that way. I remember a brother did a talk once and said about food, and said, you know, it's like food. You want to give fresh food, good food. It's good for your kids because you love your kids, and you don't want to give them anything canned or nothing in a tin or anything like that. Or you want it all fresh. And I'm sitting there thinking, I've got 4 kids, mate. I ain't got much money. Sometimes you have beans on toast. Sometimes you have new potatoes out of a can. Sometimes you have fish out of a can. You don't know what you're gonna have to have out of a can. But that just annoyed me. That did, you know. When we went from a big house to a little council house, we were treated differently in a big way as well. They really do like you to have a big showy house because you're a Jehovah's. Oh, we've got a Jehovah's Witness brother in our congregation. He lives down this posh street, and everybody knows it's a posh street. Well, I don't live there no more. It was nice living there, but right. I'm looking at a beer can, seeing what I've got left. Because there was a gnat flying around here, and I don't want a gnat in my gob. It looks alright. Throat's getting dry. So yeah, well, family's having fun, being absolutely completely free. I'm healthier now, happier. I've put on just over half the stone that I lost. You might see from my early videos I was thinner, and now the chin's sort of coming back. Although the wife's losing weight because she's doing a run for charity, doing a run for diabetes. In October, she's got to run 8 miles, I think, which is quite a lot because she's got fibromyalgia and all these other things, and it's quite difficult for her, but she's been doing quite well with her running. She had to cut back a bit because she ran too much, but she ran a mile. She's done that a couple of times. So yeah, basically being free from the organisation is fantastic. You can be yourself. You can enjoy so much, even things that were considered good in being in the organisation. See how I stopped? I'm being good at not calling it the truth anymore. I'm getting out of that habit. Even when you do things that are good, when you're part of the organisation, when you're a Jehovah's Witness, you still might feel guilty if you haven't done enough ministry, which you're always forced to go. I mean, you're not forced, but it is brainwashing, isn't it? I mean, come on, you are forced, really. If you don't go do ministry, blah, blah, blah. They're basically offering you everlasting life. I mean, can you imagine that? The greatest thing you could ever wish for. And you've got to do this for it. And if you don't, well... And basically, it's a threat, really, isn't it? You know, your family... You're not going to see your family, and you're not going to be with them forever, and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. How can they say? It's like when I got my hair cut. When I joined, I had hair down, halfway down my back, long hair, tied back in a ponytail. And told me I'd have to get it cut, you know. Looked at the scriptures, and of course I chopped it all off. I all chuffed all in the congregation for it. It was fantastic. That was before my baptism, obviously. But and I would tell people, you know, oh yeah, I had long hair, I had to get it cut. And a lot of people said to me, you didn't have to get it cut. Nobody has to. And I'm thinking, so I'd say to them, well, if I wanted everlasting life and to be part of this organisation, then yes, I would have had to get my hair cut. And they never had anything to say to that. And it's like, so yeah, I did have to get my hair cut, didn't I? Because I wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness. Because I thought you were all alright, but turns out you're a bunch of lying, two-faced. Anyway, so yeah, just freedom is fantastic. Don't feel guilty about anything. It's awesome. You just feel so at peace. You know, you're not upsetting anyone. It's great. Me and my wife are getting on better. She's nicer now. So yeah, things are pretty good. And I hope all you lot who are left, hopefully all you've left. I don't want to have anyone watching my videos who's still a Jehovah's Witness, because you shouldn't be watching them anyway. And if you are, go on JW.escape or JW.escape.com, whatever the flip it is. Wife made friends with a hairdresser. Not a witness, genuine person. Lives across the road. Came around one day after we'd been on holiday and gave my wife a birthday present and card. I mean, she didn't do it because she's trying to get a study. She felt sorry for my wife leaving the truth and helping her out. So yeah, I'm going to get going now. Just thought I'd make a video. I've been on holiday and I had a chance to make one. So see you later, people.